always loved to entertain and loved to set a beautiful table and was kind of known for that. So it just became easy to teach people what I call the jewels of the table, and those little extra things that turn a table from ordinary to extraordinary. It just was a natural evolution to go to a book called Dining by Design, and it's a creative guide to entertaining. I start with a blank slate and start building it up from the centerpiece on. And I love to do unusual centerpieces. It's no longer about a bowl of flowers and 2 candlesticks, as it was perhaps in our grandmother's day, and that's how they set the table. Now we can use very creative things. I love to use collections that people have in their homes, whether it's Lalique, whether it's perfume bottles, whether it's animals. You can make a wonderful centerpiece out of that and not have to spend a lot of money on flowers. The first time I ever did it was because my husband called and said, "I'm bringing home some guests. We need to do the dinner." And I mean, I work also, so it was a little bit of a scramble. And he collects apples, and so I took all his crystal and gold apples. I put a gold placemat. I elevated them into individual little pieces of art on the table and created a centerpiece that I didn't have to run and get flowers for, which I didn't have time to do, and created great conversation. And that's what I found out, that setting this tablescape, this centerscape in the middle of the table that was more unusual, created conversation with people I did not know. And they asked about the apples. My husband could tell the story of how he started collecting the apples and what they meant to him, and also what kind of things do you collect. So it made a very interesting tablescape, and so I started using in people's homes their own collections. And I like to do that. Mix them in with flowers. I still don't eliminate flowers, but certainly you don't have to use flowers if you don't want to. We go to the jewels of the table, what I call the jewels of the table that every table should have. The charger, which is the larger plate, and then you put your plate on top of that. The charger can set the mood for the whole table. We have the napkin ring, which are a jewel of the table. The place card holder. All of those things are important. I always put a menu in a little frame or rolled up or in a napkin. I found that I did it as a jewel of the table, you know, in a beautiful frame, perhaps on the buffet, perhaps it's nestled among your centerpiece. But what I found out is that it's very important because some people are allergic to things and they can see, gee, you know, I can't have that relish because it has mango in it. And so it's helpful in that way too. The invitation is almost like buying a gift for a guest. You know, the invitation you send out is a peek into your party, is a peek through that window to what that party's going to be. And it can be easily done on your computer. It doesn't have to be complicated. You know, I use French script TM on the font, and it looks like script. It depends on the party. You might want to use a funky if it's a funky party versus a very elegant one, but the most important thing is you have to be organized. And you have to have all those jewels of the table available to you in your home. So you aren't scrambling around looking for the placemat at the last minute, because that table, if you don't have little children, should be set at least 2 to 3 days in advance of the party. Then you're done. It's over. And you can just concentrate on your food. If you want to cook, great. If you're a great cook, wonderful. If not, call a caterer. What I don't want is an exhausted hostess when she opens the door. I want her to enjoy her company, enjoy the party, and enjoy the kudos she's going to get by setting that beautiful table. And I think that if you see something while you're out and about at one of the stores like Bloomingdale's or Macy's, or so many wonderful department stores that have all these beautiful things available to you, and you see the napkin rings, buy them. Because the next time you go, they're going to be gone, and then you're going to be scrambling at the last minute. But if you have them in your repertoire, in your closet, in your china cabinet, you're done. And you have them, and you can set a table at a moment's notice when your husband or your boyfriend calls. But the jewel of the table, those extraordinary things, those little extra special touches, it's all in the details. People don't even know why they love the table. They just absorb it all, because really it reflects you. Your home and your table reflects who you are, because it's like you know, those little jewels of the table are like the lipstick that you put on last and dot your nose with powder. You know, it's the ultimate thing that you're presenting, and that's really your personality, your panache, your style is what you're putting on that table. What I want is for people to sit down at a beautiful table and get up to a standing ovation. And because long after they forget the occasion, they will remember the setting.